What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Addicted to Madden channel. Finally, I've got some Madden 15 play for you, and this is actually the PS4 version. I had the PS3 version, and there wasn't anything wrong with it, but it didn't have all of the I guess all of the amenities that the PS4 version had. So I went ahead, traded it in, bought a PS4, got the PS4 version, and I love it. It's at least so far I like it. This is the first game, of course, that I played online, and it's probably gonna take me a few videos to really talk about all the things that I like, and I haven't found anything that I don't like. Well, there is one small thing that I found that I kind of don't like, but otherwise, it's a really good game. It's if you are still on the PS3 version or the Xbox 360 version, I highly recommend you go ahead, just buy yourself, just upgrade to the next gen and get that version of the game, because it's much better. It's a completely different game. It doesn't even feel like Madden. Madden is normally a very offensive game, but these games, or at least this one in particular, Madden 15, is very defensive. I guess it probably has a lot to do with what Seattle did in the Super Bowl. I mean, the whole thing is themed about Seattle. You've got Richard Sherman on the cover. You've got when you load up the game, you've got the whole LOB. All these different action poses and everything. So it really stresses defense, and so it's not like it used to be where you would put up 30 or 40 something points when you're playing online. I mean, you're looking at more like real games, like 17-14. There's not really like the money offensive plays that always work. I mean, sure, there are good plays that work, but nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. So you can actually get a decent pass rush, even if you're just sending four. You can't sit there forever in the pocket and try to overlook the defense. You kind of have to make your progressions fast. So it's a really good game. Even screens, even though you saw that screen right there, screens don't always work. Even in this game, you'll see him now. He runs a lot of screens, but some of the screens he ran didn't work at all. So either way, it's a very good game, and I'm very happy with it. I mean, essentially, I paid $500 for a game, because buying the whole PS4 plus the game plus another controller and all that stuff came out to a little over $500. But like I said, I like it. I'm happy, and I'm still learning. So the gameplay, my gameplay for these first few games is probably not going to be good, because I'm still getting used to what you can and can't get away with. Like I said, I mean, back in Maddens of the past, there were certain routes that you knew you could always run. But one thing I've learned is every route seems to work pretty well, in this game. You just gotta time it right, But there were certain routes that I would never run, But now, everything pretty much works. The drags actually work against man coverage. In my experience, drags never worked against man, but now, you can. I used to make my progressions deep to begin with, and then I would look shallow. But now I kind of do it the other way around. I look shallow to start with, and then if they're perhaps running some sort of an underneath zone, then I will expand my progressions deeper. I just feel like that's what works better for me. So but I'm still learning, and I'm gonna get better at it, and I'll be able to bring some good gameplay. Again, in Maddens of the past, I always won about, when playing online, I would win about 70% of my games. Now that may not happen in this year's Madden, just because like I said, I'm still learning. So I may not, who knows, I may not even go 500. We'll see. But I plan on using the Panthers. Again, they've always had my favorite playbook for the past few Maddens, pretty much ever since Cam Newton has been their quarterback. I've really loved their playbook. He's one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the game. He has the fastest acceleration, and that's what I pay attention to. The acceleration. He has, in fact, the only person that has a faster acceleration than him is Joe Webb, who's actually one of his backups. So I'm really liking the Panthers this year, and that's probably going to be my team. And I mean, I'll go over some of the new features probably in future videos. I mean, I'll touch on a few of them now, but these games are much shorter, because I mean, one of the features is you can chew the clock. Now, obviously with the accelerated, the accelerated clock that takes it down to 20. I mean, you can even take it down even further than that and really chew up the clock. And I do that a lot actually. So these videos, which normally would be like 10 minutes, probably only going to be about 7 or 8 minutes now. So but again, like I said, that's one of the features. You've got this. You can adjust the tempo. You can adjust the tempo to be no huddle, even though you're not pressing the triangle button. Like it'll basically bring up, and you'll have access to all your plays. It's still set up the same way with the audibles. You can only pick the plays that are based on the personnel that you have on the field. But you'll have access to all of them, as opposed to just a few of them. Because when you would it used to be when you would call an audible, you only had access to maybe like the 4 plays in that formation, and then of course any other formations that had the same personnel, just 4 plays there. But now you have, when you go no huddle, you can run any of the plays out of any of those formations. So if I come out in a normal formation, a tight end, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, if I go no huddle, I can now call any play out of all those playbooks, and you used to not be able to do that. So that's one of the features, and I'll go over some more of the features in the future. This game's wrapping up here. This video's wrapping up. He ends up winning this game 17-7. And I mean, probably should have been worse, but at least I could tell that he's been playing. This guy was actually pretty good. I could tell that he's been playing worse. This was my first game, so I was still trying to get used to, what works and what doesn't work. So anyways, thanks for watching, and there will be more futures. I'm sorry, there will be more videos in the future. So thank you for watching. Look out for those.